Welcome to Exams Training, How to Run a Small Exam Room. This will take you through everything you will need to know to run exams in a one-to-one setting where you may be reading, scribing, prompting, or simply invigilating for a candidate that needs to be in a room away from the main hall. Please ensure you report to the exams office at least 15 minutes before the published exam start time. You will be given a tray that will contain everything you need. This will include a clock and battery, a sheet detailing the room number, the candidate's name, the exam paper, and any access arrangements that have been approved. There will be a Ziploc wallet containing the exam paper. You must not open this until your candidate has arrived at the exam room. There will be a laminated checklist of everything you need to do to start the exam and end the exam. This will in effect be a reminder of everything we go through in this training. There will also be a laminate of the speech that must be read out to all candidates at the start of each exam. There will be a blank A3 exam details poster and marker pen, a blue incident form and sheet which provides the correct amount of extra time you might need to add to a paper. We provide blue tack and a pen and pencil. You will find a reminder sheet for any access arrangements the student might be entitled to. Red for a scribe, green for a reader and purple for a prompt. This will outline exactly what each of these access arrangements entails. Copies of each of these are available in the document section of this course and you should read them before undertaking any support of this kind. Your tray will also contain a selection of posters that will need to be displayed at the exam room. Having collected your tray, you can proceed to your designated room. Before allowing the student to enter, prepare the room by putting up outside the room the two regulation posters using the blue tack provided. One is the JCQ warning to candidates and the other is the mobile phone warning poster. We would fail an inspection if these were not clearly showing outside each room in use. Put the battery in the clock and set it to the right time, placing it somewhere that the candidate will be easily able to see. Put up a couple of quiet please signs in strategic positions outside the exam room to alert others that an exam is taking place. Put your mobile phone on silent or you may turn it off, but you may keep it with you out of sight. We will not be able to provide all invigilators with a radio, so it is important that you have access to a way to communicate with the exams office in an emergency. You can now welcome the candidate into the exam room. Make sure the candidate has not brought a mobile phone or bag into the exam room. A candidate found to be in possession of a mobile phone, even if it is turned off and they have no intention to use it, is liable to be disqualified from all exams in that series. If a student has a phone with them when they enter your room, send them to the hub to drop it off. They must also not bring a bag into the exam room. It must be left outside the room at their own risk or taken to their locker or car for storage. Do not send candidates to store their bags at the hub. We do not have the room to do this. All candidates should be aware of these rules and have made prior arrangements to store these items themselves. They should not bring them with them. Check the candidate's ID. They should remove their cards from their lanyards and place them on exam desks. The ID should remain in sight throughout the exam. Adult students and some external candidates may have bought a passport or a driving licence that will have been pre-approved as a method of ID. You can now remove the exam papers from the Ziploc wallet, but do not allow the candidate to look at anything but the cover page until the exam starts. Read through the appropriate access arrangement laminates with the candidate so they are aware exactly how you are allowed to assist them. You may need to read through more than one sheet if the student has multiple access arrangements. Read out the prescribed exam regulation speech on the pink laminate. You can now start the exam. Note down the start time and the end time for the exam, remembering to add any extra time allowed by the candidate. Use the extra time calculator provided if necessary. Add the paper number and subject to the post and display it clearly in sight for the candidate. During the exam, you may be visited by the roaming invigilator. This is a JCQ requirement and is a safeguarding check. The roaming invigilator will enter the room and stand silently for a very short time. They may ask you quietly if everything is okay and if you need any assistance. Remember to note the time they visited on the blue incident sheet. When it is time to end the exam, you must ask the candidate to stop writing. You may not give a 5-minute warning. Check that the candidate has completed the front page as appropriate, especially if they are required to sign it. Not all exam boards ask students to sign their scripts, but for those that do, we get lots of papers without a signature, which delays us sending off the scripts. If we are unable to locate the student to come and sign their scripts after an exam, then the exam boards can refuse a script that is not signed. Put the completed exam script into the Ziploc wallet and seal it. Once this is complete, the candidate can leave the room. They are not allowed to take any exam materials away with them, especially not question papers. Candidates may not leave the exam earlier than the regulated time. If they want to, please contact the exams office as a matter of urgency before letting them leave. Please complete the blue incident sheet, even if there haven't been any incidents. We need to keep records of all rooms to inform any applications for special consideration or malpractice investigations. The sort of things you should record on this sheet are noise disturbances, the fire alarm, toilet breaks, and the visits by the roaming invigilator. Take down all the posters and return everything you have used to the exam tray and bring your tray back to the exams office. In the unlikely event that the fire alarm sounds, please do the following. Stop the exam and note the time on the blue incident sheet. Put all question and answer papers, even those not used, and the blue incident sheet into the Ziploc wallet and seal it. Evacuate as normal, keeping the candidate with you at all times. They may not communicate with anyone else during this time except the emergency services if required. Once the fire alarm stops, and if you are informed that it is safe to return to the building, return to your exam room. Reopen the exam papers and restart the exam, making a note of the time. Inform the candidate that the college will make a special consideration application to the exam board on their behalf. Please now read the attached documents to this course and then take the small quiz at the end. Thank you.